everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time it is Devil's Causeway for the BBC Micro. To escape from the Devil's grasp, you must cross the causeway and reach the exit. Use the cursor control keys to move along the causeway. You may go by any route, but don't step off the causeway. The journey will not be easy, as the Devil has many of his helpers out on the causeway to test and hamper you on your way. Can you get past them all? Or are you doomed to spend the rest of your existence in Hades? And we have 6 difficulty levels. 1 is the hardest, 6 is the easiest. I'm playing on 6, which gives you 3 lives and is the easiest one. And we move across the maze with the arrow keys, and here's our first game, Bernard's Beastly Barbs. There's no stopping, as you, on the top of the screen, must move the little guy all the way up at the top with the left and right arrow keys. If you touch any of the little yellow arrows, you are losing a life. If you walk into a wall, or any of the black areas, which is basically what the walls are, you basically lose the game. Also, here's Base of the Bomber. You're invited to open one of 3 boxes. One of them has a bomb, so you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting the bomb. I didn't get the bomb. And here's Donald the Demon Dice Thrower. He throws 2 dice, and you have the guess if his next roll will be higher or lower than the sum of the 2 dice that he just threw. If you guess correctly, you win. If you don't, you lose a life. And here's Colin Crusher. 1 letter of the alphabet will stop Colin from crushing you with his crane. Can you find that letter before you get crushed? And what I like to do is just go from A to Z, quickly but carefully, and I eventually find the letter. And I'm catching my breath a little bit before I go on my way and carefully make my way through the maze, only to run into Roger the Relocator. If you hear a sound, he didn't catch you. If you don't, you just got relocated. So you have to find yourself on the map and then quickly, well, not exactly, well, you have to quickly find yourself on the map, but once you do, you want to be sure of where you're going. And now here's Colin the Crusher again. So there's that. Thankfully, I got past that. And I apologize for the last 20 lines down there. Ooh, oh, wait. Peter password. He flashes a password onto the screen quickly. You must remember the word and tell him what it is when he tells you what it is, or asks you what it is, rather. And for the first time, it's cattle. So, I kept resetting due to me losing all my lives. And because of that, I found out that the game has, I guess you could say, prescribed list of RNG, maybe? Like, there's RNG if you don't know what's going on, but if you reset and keep selecting the same difficulty over and over, you get the same RNG every time. It's kind of weird. But this game is definitely reliant on RNG on some games, not so much on others. And here's Simon Summer. He's going to test how quickly you can add up. When a sum appears on the screen, you must type in the answer and press return. So 7, 9, 16, 25, 29, 31. So back to that prescribed RNG. Because of that, I know exactly what the results will be, or what I have to type in every single time I play, because I keep resetting and keep going to the same difficulty over and over with each attempt. And because of that, I was able to take notes on what I was supposed to do. So the next number should be 39. And it was like this every single time. So even the stuff that doesn't have RNG, you still get the same results every time. I'm pretty sure you still get the same maps for Bernard's minigame. Also, I guess lower, and I won. And now here's Sid's shape. Sid will shortly flash a shape onto the screen. Watch very carefully. Sid wants you to remember it. And thankfully I was able to remember it. There are 4 sets of 2 similar looking things each, but it's easy to tell if you have a very quick eye. Also, I guessed higher and therefore I won. And Here's Roger Relocator again. Oh boy. And we got sent over there. And it is possible to run through Roger again and be relocated again soon after he did it to you just seconds ago. And here is another game of Donald the Demon Dice Thrower, I guess lower in one. I apologize if the last 20 lines down at the bottom are basically gone. That's because apparently the Windows 10 recorder, which I'm recording this with, doesn't want to record by 640 by 532 because every time I record BBM, the little menu up at the top stays there. It's going to be gone when I edit this into its final-ish thing, so to speak, when I make the final version of this video, which you will be watching right now. And because of that, you're just going to see a black bar at both the top and the bottom, and that's how I kind of make it look good. Thankfully, it doesn't really affect things that much, though on Colin Crusher and Lenny Lightning, which you just saw right here, you are standing on green grass. And Lenny Lightning is probably the worst one ever, because all you do is just sit there and wait. And once you know how the RNG works, every time you reset and pick the same, pick the same difficulty over and over again after resetting over and over again and getting the same results over and over again. Whether you do that or not, you're gonna regret running in the Lenny Lightning. You're just going to hate it. And here's another Sid shape. Sid shape I pretty much consider to be the easiest of them all. And here's Lenny Lightning. There was one more bonus game. There was one more mini game in this that sadly didn't get shown, and it was Bob's Blob. Basically what that is you're on a white screen, there is a yellow blob running around, and you are a red cursor. You move the cursor with the arrow keys, and you press the space bar to shoot. And when you do that, and you manage to hit the blob somehow, the blob does tend to move around quite a bit. Thankfully, it's not too bad. You basically get to go on. If you can't do it within 60 seconds, because there is a 60-second timer for this minigame, you lose life. So that's basically Bob's Blob covered. And I didn't want to play another game of this because it took 12 attempts, and I did not feel like recording anymore. Can you really blame me after this game's reliance on RNG? So, how does this game stack up? Well, I can kind of picture a lot of kids remembering this game, maybe. But this one, oh boy, it can be frustrating. Especially when you don't know what you're up against, and you can't really remember off the top of your head what it is you're supposed to be doing. Well, not really that, but what you're supposed to be typing, because you got Basil the Bomber, you got Roger the Relocator, Sid Shape is pretty easy, you got Simon Summer, Peter Password. Unless you keep track of what's going on and reset after every death or every game over, you're going to have a hard time with the Devil's Causeway. Controls do their job, the graphics kind of do their job for what they are. BBC Micro wasn't a especially powerful computer, but it did do things for its era, and it did them rather well. And I guess you could play it again if you wanted to play it on like the higher difficulties. I wanted to play this at 3 because that's the highest difficulty I beat it on for the practice runs. But unfortunately, I kept running into really bad deaths, and I kept game overing because I ran the Lenny Lightning twice, and I managed to pass everything else. So there's that. Otherwise, you may probably put this down after you complete it once. And once you make the goal, no matter what difficulty you're on, you're just taken back to the title screen, you're taken back to the rules, there's no credits or anything, that's basically it. There's no credit given to anybody who made this game, so, well, as far as I can tell. So, yeah, you'll either find a lot of fun with it, or you won't find very much fun at all. There's not a lot of in between. And that is pretty much it for Let's Play Devil's Causeway. Hopefully I'll be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.